Okay, I was not gonna talk about my appearance, but then my eyebrow got swollen. As if the pimples wasn't fucking enough. At least it could have been from like fighting or something. And it's like inflamed, ingrown hair. Do you get any more bitch than that? Okay, so I have this theory that creativity is overrated. Actually, I don't know if it's a theory, but it's like a strong opinion. And I was initially gonna say creativity is stupid, but then I realized I steal so much from artists and other creative people that it was probably gonna sound way too assholish even for me. And this whole thing, I'm an artist, I need to get inspired, I draw whatever and whenever. Yeah, that's why you get paid whatever and whenever. Dude, no other profession is like that. Can you imagine lawyers being like, oh, I'm gonna look through these papers, I just need to get inspired. Or like doctors, oh, you broke your back and you need surgery. Yeah, man,
I'm just not feeling it today.
I don't know, maybe if you're like a hobbyist and you're doing art just to relax, then you can kind of be creative, but I don't think that's the way to go if you want to get good. If you want to be real good and you want to be an artist for a living, I feel like creativity is only gonna slow you down. And by the way, I love when people ask me that, hey, I love your videos and your art, but what do you do for a living? This is what I do for a living. Oh, I just thought you had like a real job. So when you're an artist for a living, there's this constant pressure to create and be unique. But really, how fucking unique can you be? Like, can you paint something that nobody's ever painted? Probably not. And by the way, abstract painting and all these fucking random dots and putting toilets in modern art museums doesn't count. So all this anxiety to constantly be creative is not gonna do much than just give you an art block. And when you have an art block, you don't paint. And when you don't paint, you don't get good. I actually started painting in 2012. I was 16. I know I look 16 now, but you should have seen me back then. I looked fucking 11. And I was confused, man. I was painting whenever I wanted, just sketching in my sketchbook every 3 days. And art block was just kicking my ass. So pretty much I wasted 3 years from 2012 until 2015. And then I graduated high school in 2015. And I was like, oh, I probably need to take this life shit seriously so I don't end up homeless. So I decided I need a schedule. So I started this challenge for myself that I'm going to be posting a painting every single day for 3 years straight. And I actually ended up doing 4. So from 2015 until recently 2019, I posted an artwork every single fucking day. And if you look at my Instagram, I actually have over 1,600 posts. And yes, 4 or 5 of those are fuckboy photos, but all the other ones are paintings. And you know, I'm trying my best to be humble here, but I got really fucking good. And the only reason I stopped is because I realized if I don't want to keep drawing people's shitty photos for a living my whole life, I probably need to focus on other things as well. Like talking shit on YouTube. So I wanted to share with you how I managed to post a painting every single day for 4 years and some of the things that helped me. But just as a warning though, you should probably not listen to everything I say, because I might end up killing your whole desire to do art or pretty much anything. Because if I gotta be real with you, there's nothing really in life that just brings me joy. And I know that sounds super depressing and sad, but really, what is there in life that's fun to do? Like watching movies, that's kinda lame. 2-hour investment, you don't even know if it's gonna be any good before you start. Listening to music, I mean that's kinda okay, but like you need something else to do it with. Music is really like butter. Like butter is delicious, but you need something else to eat it with. Because what are you gonna eat your sandwiches only with butter? Fucking weirdo. Then there's having sex, which is kind of cool I guess, but my ass hurts every time afterwards, so that doesn't work. I've heard doing drugs is fun. Never tried that because God knows I can get addicted to eating raw spinach if I do it enough times, so probably OD whatever drug I tried. And then there's also traveling, the idea that you have to pack all your clothes, go to the airport, fly in a plane for 56-7 hours in one of those little chairs that makes you feel like your legs shouldn't have grown past 5th grade. Just to go to a different city and walk all day and look at buildings that look pretty fucking similar to the ones that you have in your city. I mean, how can you resist that? Anyway, my point is, everything in life to me feels like work. So you might as well be working on your purpose and earn a whole bunch of money. That's just gonna be sitting there because you don't really have anybody to share it with because you don't have any friends. you can kind of tell I don't really have the healthiest mindset in the world. So putting a schedule for myself really helped me. And I thought maybe it's gonna help other fucked up artists. So some of the things that help me post every day is first having one day of the week to gather all the references. So Sunday afternoon after I'm done with a whole week's work, I'll spend 4 to 5 hours looking for references and actually planning what I'm gonna be painting each day of the week. That way you wake up and you get to work. There's no thinking, no being creative. It's just you and your work and Pornhub in the other tab. But this whole idea that you know what you're gonna be doing from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed, you don't have to worry about being creative, you don't have free time to have all your manic depressive thoughts, it's great. And I actually got so addicted to having a schedule that I can't even do anything if it's not in the schedule. Like, I'm so lazy that I won't do anything I'm not supposed to. And if I'm not supposed to do anything, I'll just sit there and be depressed. Like, that's something I was thinking about recently, and I don't know if it's gonna sound arrogant or condescending, probably both, but I think I really suck at being homeless. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty good at taking naps and showing my dick to strangers, but all these other homeless shit, like wandering around all day and having nothing to do, nah. Jesus, Angel, this is so offensive. You can't say that because being homeless is not a choice. Yeah, I know, I'm just saying, if I was, I'd really suck at it. Anyway, back to the schedule though. So for 4 years, I didn't do a single imagination painting. I just did studies. I painted portraits, I painted figures, I painted fucking horses, and I think the most creative I ever got is getting 2 references and combining them into one. And people will be like, yeah, but don't you get bored? I am bored, but I'm bored with life in general though, so it doesn't even matter. It's like saying, yeah, but isn't painting every day hard? Yeah, but so is getting out of bed every single morning. Who cares? Another thing that helped me a lot is to actually start my paintings in the afternoon and then finish them in the morning. Because when you're doing a painting in one sitting, you can't really notice the mistakes. When you start in the afternoon, you go to sleep, then you come back in the morning, you can actually tell that it looks like Quasimodo's cousin and you can fix it. Also in the morning, you have a lot more energy and focus to get shit done. Like, it's actually easier to finish a painting. So in the morning, I'll actually finish the painting I started yesterday, and then in the afternoon, I'll start the one I'm gonna finish tomorrow. And by the way, don't give me that shit, I'm a midnight owl, I work better at night. Bullshit. I've been there. You're sitting at 3 in the morning with Photoshop open thinking that you're creative. The only problem is you're sitting there procrastinating as always. And guess what? At 3 in the morning, everything feels like you're productive because everybody else is sleeping. Like, if you were sitting during the day doing the same shit, you'd realize, oh, I'm actually sitting here watching cat videos on YouTube. Also, another thing that really helped me is getting a whiteboard and writing all my daily tasks and constantly looking what I need to get done. That's what you're seeing in the back actually in every single one of my videos. And please don't be one of those people, oh, I remember what I need to get done. Bitch, you don't. Do you remember what you ate a couple of days ago? You don't. And if you do, you're wrong, because you totally fuck up my point otherwise. So just to give you an idea what a schedule looks like, this is what I need to get done for today. This is what I need to get done in the near future, and I'm gonna talk about it some other time. I'm actually recording this on Wednesday. And here I have what I need to do every single day of the week, and it's actually mapped out in like blocks of time. And on Sunday I actually have schedule. So even my schedule has a schedule, and that's when you know you're a real psychopath. Anyway, my schedule is a lot more complicated now because I'm doing this weird internet shit. But literally for 4 years, it used to be wake up, finish a painting, eat, take a nap, start a painting, eat, and then take a bigger 8-hour nap, and then start all over again. And please don't even bother asking me about a social life. All you need to know is I didn't even have a phone and my head was shaven for 3 years. But anyway, back to the creative thing though. So the more I did studies, the more I noticed that I'm becoming creative without even trying. Like, when you paint 500 different portraits, your mind knows how to paint a portrait and it just keeps adding stuff on its own. Like, you're still working from a reference, but your mind has seen so many different references that it's actually combining them on its own. Like, you don't need to decide, oh, I'm gonna be creative now. And if you're constantly working from imagination, you're actually not getting any new information and you get stuck drawing the same exact face. Like, I'm constantly working from different references, stealing from artists, working in different styles, styles, and people are still telling me that I have the exact same faces. And when you're pushing yourself to be creative without learning anything new, you get frustrated and then you wonder why you have art block. And with art block, you draw even less, and then you feel even worse, and then you do a YouTube video about it. So recently I started my Draw This in Your Style challenge, Draw with Angel, that I'm hosting weekly on Instagram. And even though the portraits are quote unquote fantasy, because I don't want them to keep banning my hashtag, I'm still using a lot of references and stealing from artists' poses and stories and ideas and hoping I don't get caught. But my point is, focus on the work and then everything else is gonna come by itself. And if you're asking about my motivation and all this shit, because I see some people asking me in the comments, why are likes the most important thing in your life? That's kind of pathetic. Yeah, I think I've already covered. My whole life is pretty fucking pathetic. But like, nothing brings me joy in the world as likes do. And that sounds incredibly fucked up, but not because likes mean anything, even though I really like numbers, but because they represent growth. Like, knowing that you're getting better at something is the best motivation there is, because it gives you hope. And even though likes and followers don't always depend on you because there's like algorithms and shit, that still doesn't stop me from measuring my whole self-worth on a single fucking number. And I mean, hopefully one day I'm gonna have a family and actually be a wholesome person with feelings. But fuck that shit for now though, let me get the likes. And by no means am I saying this shit is gonna work for you. Like, hopefully you were raised better than me. I'm just saying, actually I don't know what I'm saying. Why did I even make this video? I just wanted to share with you some of my story. I just wanted to tell you that creativity fucking sucks, and that if you want to go somewhere, you're gonna need a schedule. And if you don't want to spend 4 years home alone, just painting and jerking off, maybe you want to spend 4 years jerking off. Okay, if you don't want to spend 4 years home alone just painting, maybe you should check out my tutorials and live streams. Because I realized getting likes is fun, but helping people, getting their money, it's even more fun. So maybe you should check me out and support me on Patreon, where I do tutorials every single week, I answer all your questions live, I do live streams, and I even have a mentorship program where we work together on getting you better without staying 4 years home alone. And you can find that and much more, actually there's not much more, on my Patreon, patreon.com/angelganev, link in the description. And you know, if you like random videos like this, I promise to do more. And if you don't, I still probably do more. How much I wish I was a girl just so I can show my twat and get all the likes. Like, fuck this painting shit, man. Being a guy sucks.